Before cities existed, one clever caveman invented the first real estate system and changed shelter forever. Long before cities and skyscrapers, humans sought shelter wherever rocks and trees allowed. Caves were the ultimate prize, safe from predators, dry during storms, and surprisingly spacious when discovered. Yet, despite their obvious value, there was chaos in the way these natural homes were claimed. Some hunters simply stomped their feet and pointed, others fought for the largest chambers, and occasionally a particularly brave shaman would declare spiritual ownership. Enter Kora, a clever and unusually organized member of the tribe. Unlike her peers, who measured worth by the size of a kill or the thickness of their furs, Kora saw opportunity in the very caverns themselves. Why fight over a cave, she thought, when you can control access to all of them? Her mind worked in patterns no one else noticed. Every cave had features: distance from water, sunlight patterns, stone smoothness that could be ranked. And if these features were valuable, surely people would pay to occupy them. The first attempt was simple. Cora claims a narrow but cozy cavern near the riverbank, decorating it with painted rocks and enamel furs. When another villager wandered near, seeking shelter, Cora approached with a proposition. Instead of bartering a fish or a spear, she offered access to the cave in exchange for a favor, carrying firewood for a week. It worked. The villager happily agreed, impressed that she had thought of such a system. Emboldened, Cora formalized the idea. She sketched crude maps on bark, marking the locations, sizes, and special features of every nearby cave. Each cave had a price or a barter requirement, which she kept track of meticulously. Soon the entire tribe was negotiating spaces, offering food, tools, or labor in exchange for temporary shelter. The first cave contracts were born, even if the tribe didn't call them that. With her system, Cora became unexpectedly powerful. Hunters relied on her for safe resting places near their traps. Gatherers approached her for storage caves for berries and nuts. Even the shaman needed a specific cavern to perform rituals, paying Cora in painted talismans. She had effectively become the first prehistoric real estate agent, a role that combined strategy, observation, and a little bit of cunning. Naturally, not everyone approved. Some villagers grumbled, claiming caves should be shared freely. Conflicts arose, particularly when a large cave near the river attracted multiple claimants. Cora had anticipated this. She devised rules, including rotation schedules and barter hierarchies. Her maps were updated daily, and she marked temporary reservations with stones. Slowly, the tribe accepted her system, realizing that chaos had been replaced with order. As her influence grew, Cora's caves became the social hub of the tribe. Gatherings were held in the most desirable spots, gossip circulated faster in central chambers, and her maps were sought as guides to impress neighbors from other tribes. The concept even inspired creativity. A villager decorated a cave with antler art to increase its value, while another carved a small pool to attract fish, essentially increasing his barter potential. Cora had not just organized shelter, she had invented the first marketplace, where status, utility, and aesthetics intersected. Yet, as all clever systems do, hers had unintended consequences. Villagers became competitive, sometimes hoarding caves unnecessarily or offering bizarre trades. One ambitious hunter rented a cave with nothing to offer in return, attempting to intimidate others by sheer presence. Another started decorating stones with fake marks, tricking neighbors into thinking a cave was reserved. Cora had to improvise constantly, adjusting rules, mediating disputes, and inventing primitive contracts on bark to maintain fairness. In the end, her system survived because it worked. It maximized resources, minimized conflict over prime shelters, and created new forms of social currency. Somewhere deep in the dark recesses of caves long abandoned, fragments of her bark maps might still exist, bearing the marks of the first real estate system in human history. And in every modern property contract, in every lease or rental agreement, echoes of Kora's clever mind live on, proof that even in the Stone Age, ambition and organization could shape society.